Hey, Solo Leveling fans, this is Chris Boltz coming in with another video on Solo Leveling and the reception over in Japan. And I think that this reception may have an impact on whether or not we might get a season 3 of this popular anime. Now, we're looking at an article right here from comicbook.com. Very unexpected, Solo Leveling producer talks the anime's Japanese reception. But before I do get into the content, do make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really helps me out. And if you watch this video all the way to the end, I really do appreciate that support. Now, again, we're going in, and it says right there as a subheading, there's a world of difference between the Solo Leveling's domestic and global popularity. Now, we all know that regardless of the controversy that surrounded Solo Leveling over here with regards to the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, it cleaned up at the Anime Awards, including getting the coveted Anime of the Year. It actually took home a total of 9 awards. Again, once again, including Anime of the Year, as well as voice actor, the best voice actor for Alex Lay. So over here, at least in the States and globally, it did well. However, it is a very different story over out in Japan. Now, this article actually came out from CBR a year ago. I gave up at episode 7. Solo Leveling ranks 35th out of 61 in Winter Anime Popularity Poll. And this was something that was done during the first season of Solo Leveling. And so over in Japan, there's been a major split. Obviously, a lot of people over in Japan did not care for the anime. It ranked 35th out of the 61 anime at the time, as I said in the headline there at the time. And it says on average, viewers only deemed the show worthy of a 50.6 rating, a significantly lower score compared to many competitors within the fantasy and isekai genres. And at the time, at least for me, I didn't see Villainous Level 99, but I definitely saw Masho Magic and Muscles and Delicious and Dungeons, and those are 2 really great anime. So over in Japan, at least for season 1, it was not very well received, but that trend certainly continued over with the second season as well. So we are over here, this article from comicbook.com is doing a recap of a podcast that was done with the producers Atsushi Kaneko and the action director Yoshihiro Kano. And in that particular podcast, the Kaneko says right here, the way Solo Leveling's anime was received in Japan was no different from any other anime. And that may seem on its face to be complimentary, but in reality, it basically sounds like it was ho-hum. It was not anything remarkable in Japan. Japan just looked at it and said, it's another typical shonen type anime. I don't know if this probably has anything to do with the cultural aspects or anything, because obviously Solo Leveling is Korean manhwa compared to the anime that does take place off of Japan. In fact, I will say no, it does not, because if you guys remember, let me go ahead and pull that up right now. Over here at D Anime, one of the most popular, it still boggles the mind that it is popular, that's been popular, is this one right here. They call it The Strongest King, What Will You Do in Your Second Life? We know that better as The Beginning After the End. Over in Japan, right there, you see that it was ranked number 8 on the daily rankings. And overall, I do not believe it ever, it's at number 8 right now. But for the longest time, it was sitting there at number 3 in the overall rankings for this particular show. So it can't be that it's because it's a Japanese, or rather it's a Japanese versus Korean type of culture aspect there. I think, and you see right here, I just pulled it up as I'm talking. During the weekly, it stays strong at a number 2. The beginning after the end, the Japanese loved that more than they actually loved Solo Leveling. What this basically means when it comes to the 3rd season. Now, even though it is popular globally, compared to how it is in Japan, you still need to have the home audience buy into the anime. Otherwise, why are you doing this thing? Now, it is entirely possible that Crunchyroll and Sony says, you know what, we'll go ahead and forego the Japanese market and deliver a third season of Solo Leveling to the masses, because hey, it is popular globally. But at the same time, do you want a workforce that's really going to be working on something that really is not going to be playing for the local audience? Most anime, in fact, I would go and dare say 100% of all anime is done for the local audience first before it is then imported globally. So I think that this can actually have a very big impact on whether or not this Solo Leveling will get a third season. And that is why it's very important that we go in here and support the change.org petition that I got out there. They're currently sitting at 17 supporters and whatnot, but I still keep it open because I want people to just go off in there and sign it. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up or anything. So just go in there and let's go ahead and continue to support the petition. Get those signatures off in there so we can show Sony and Crunchyroll and A1 Studios and Aniplex, all these big players that have a say on whether or not Solo Leveling will get a season 3, that yes, we do definitely want a season 3 for this anime, despite it not being popular in Japan. The thing that Kaneko also says right here, he says, so when we learned how the series exceptionally blew up in popularity for our global Solo Leveling fans, honestly speaking, this difference in reaction was very unexpected. It's not exactly a temporary hype, but I do wonder who reacts more to the episodes first between the Japanese and the global fans. Well, we actually got a big answer with that there. More and more global audience responded more positively to Solo Leveling than the Japanese fans did. And then this is closing out with Comic Book's own words on it. It says, while the anime wasn't a flop in Japan, it couldn't even compare to the global reception. Solo Leveling was a massive hit worldwide long before the anime adaptation, thanks to the novel and manhwa series, which is correct. With its groundbreaking success, the series introduced several overseas fans to the world of manhwa. Jinwoo's journey in the first 2 seasons has been thrilling so far, but anime-only fans may be unaware that there's a lot of world building and story left to uncover. And I'm pretty sure people picked that up with the way that the second season ended. There's still a lot more that's going on there. I know for me, I know that there's a lot more world building and story left to uncover because I play the game Solo Leveling Arise, and I have a lot of people that visit my streams that are very knowledgeable on the world of Solo Leveling. So those are the thoughts right there. Solo Leveling, not very popular in Japan. That might have an impact on whether or not we get a season 3. What are your thoughts? Jump down in the comments and let me know what you think. And remember to like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really helps me out. And remember, this is Chris Boltz signing off, and I will catch you guys in the next video. You take it easy.